Last October, members of our congregation formed a guardian group to help an Iranian refugee settle himself in San Francisco. We connected with Orem, a group devoted to helping sexual minority refugees, and we readied ourselves for the task of taking our soon-to-arrive young man to the DMV, Social Security Office, Safeway, Costco, and other exotic destinations. We were told he'd probably arrive in 6 weeks or so, but often refugees showed up with little notice, so we needed to be prepared for him to appear on our doorstep at any time. We found volunteers ready to accept below-market rentals, and members of the First Unitarian Universalist Society of San Francisco generously donated so that we would have money to supplement the government's refugee stipend, a monthly allotment that is almost the same for people living in Nebraska as it is for those coming to San Francisco. We were ready and felt good, except that our young man, F., did not and has not yet received clearance to enter the United States. His story of fear, frustration, and depression continues. The narrative is alternatingly horrifying and numbingly bureaucratic. F's saga is too long for a snappy media story and too complicated to explain in an elevator, but he needs help. His visa application, like those of nearly all international refugees, has not been processed by the Department of Homeland Security. The DHS discovered that of the 73,000 or so refugees who entered the United States in 2010 to 11, 2 potential terrorists had slipped through the DHS background checks. In response, DHS implemented additional security clearances, which have since brought the entire U.S. resettlement process to a standstill. There is no transparency in these security checks, and the refugees and advocates for refugees are completely in the dark. Most all of the refugees, like our men from Iran, are in limbo, waiting, powerless. Limbo for F is in a small town in another Middle Eastern country. He got out of Iran, and his case was approved by the UN High Commissioner for Refugees. The country he is in now accepts refugees temporarily while they're waiting for visas to enter the United States. The nation makes them live away from major cities, though, and in small towns. The citizens of these small towns, like people in small towns everywhere, are suspicious of outsiders. They don't want these transients in their backyard, and they share the conservative religious and sexual mores of the people who previously hurt F back in Iran. F cannot be open about his religion, sexuality, or even his ethnic background. While a refugee, thugs have beaten him, and he's had a gun put to his head. F is not safe in this limbo. Physical safety is a huge, legitimate worry. But F's mental state is also alarming. F is isolated, lonely, and at times self-doubting. He loses hope because there is, in fact, nothing concrete he can do to improve his situation. He hears of people he went to school with who are now college graduates and doing exciting work. He talks of wanting to be productive, to be of use to society. Yet he doesn't even have a clue when he'll be able to start his life again. Instead, he has many extremely dark days. The members of F's Guardian Group have shelved our plans to accompany F to the DMV. Instead, we've become extended family and cheerleaders. We send him emails and pictures. We mail him token gifts of posters and San Francisco tourist books for his birthday. We speak with him regularly on Skype, especially when it's late at night and extra depressing where he is. We have gained a friend, but we still cannot look directly into his eyes, take him to Golden Gate Park, or do anything tangible to help him get settled in a new life. It has been over a year since the DHS implemented new security clearances, and the entire refugee resettlement process is dramatically backlogged. The DHS is allowing into the United States only those people with clear, uncomplicated identity documentation. Unfortunately, people like F who are fleeing for their lives often don't have neat ID packages. F was born in a war-torn area where over 1 million people have died in fighting. His original birth certificate and other bureaucratic reassuring documents don't exist and will never exist. yet he and his need to escape to the United States are very real. For months, Orem and other refugee organizations counseled waiting. Stirring up the United States government won't help, they said. But the organizations have now decided that they need assistance in getting UN-certified refugees out of danger and into our country. The DHS seems to be acting on the idea that no one's career will be hurt by inaction, while making a decision to admit one refugee without a perfect identity trail will end a government's employee's professional life. Maybe some political pressure will suggest that benign neglect is unacceptable, and helping genuine refugees will actually help your DHS career. The First Unitarian Universalist Society of San Francisco's Guardian Group will, in the upcoming months, contact our elected representatives asking for their action. We know that refugees don't vote. We know that there is little upside for an elected official to get involved by asking the DHS for quick, compassionate action when the fear of terrorism is such a pervasive and efficient way to raise poll numbers in an election year. Nevertheless, we have F's permission to reveal his name to our elected officials. He is working on a statement which we plan on sharing with our members of Congress. We will videotape his story as he tells it to us on Skype so that his case number can be instead seen as a real person in need. We are hopeful that F will join us soon in San Francisco. Maybe his number will just come up in the very, very, very slow DHS process. If not, then we do have excellent moral representatives in Congress. Maybe we can get through to an aide in their office who can get the official's attention, who will pick up the phone and ask the DHS to act positively on F's request. Maybe. The guardians for F appreciate the monetary generosity and emotional encouragement you have given in support of this young man. We need your continued help. If you have contacts in the office of Representative Pelosi, Senator Feinstein, or Senator Boxer, please phone me at 415-347-6479 or email me at galen@ozdocs.com so we can talk about how we can use your connection. If you know someone in the DHS who can help, we'd also like to hear from you. If you have ideas on additional ways to affect positively the bureaucratic process currently stymieing our refugees' resettlement, give us a shout. I could wax eloquent about the universal right of all people, including sexual minorities, to live their potential in freedom. I could give a 4th of July speech on the responsibility of the United States to live up to the image of the Statue of Liberty. All these sentiments are true and valid. Cue America the Beautiful. But for me, it's simpler. I signed up to help one young man who had to flee his home because he was gay get settled in San Francisco. I want to do just that.